Hey amigas, welcome back to another podcast episode and welcome back to Licha Unfiltered. So, in today's episode, I'm going to be giving you guys a huge update from my last video. So, if you hear squeaking, my chair is a little squeaky. Before I start this, Poppy, please sponsor me, bro. Like, your shit is so fucking good, bro. Like, sponsor this podcast because, like, it's really good and it tastes so good and it's very healthy for you. Like, y'all need to get on Poppy. Kind of explain, I took a little break from filming podcast episodes because I didn't have the proper equipment and things looked better on YouTube, like on Spotify and other platforms than they did my actual YouTube channel, and I didn't really like that, and so I decided to kind of take a break from it. But now I got better equipment a little bit, so we're back into our podcast grind, guys. Shit, I shouldn't have said that. Nobody fucking says that word no more. Anyways, so in last video, I kind of talked about whether or not I should quit my job, should I apply to Sephora and Mexico, if I should just run away to Mexico, which since like it just that's my answer for everything, run away to Mexico because everything is better there. And so I'm going to be talking about a few similarities and differences que hay entre los Estados Unidos y Mexico. So get you guys cafecito, get y'all whatever you want, and get ready to tune in. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is como en Mexico todos saludan a todos. O sea, in Mexico, everyone says hi to everybody. There is no such thing as like you don't go, like here in the United States, like you go into a store, like you have a greeting and they ignore you. No. In Mexico, you greet someone, todos te saludan, everyone says hi, welcome in, and they like mean it with like an upbeat, happy attitude. No matter what time it is, if it's morning, daytime, night, they say, oh, good morning, good evening, everything. And like everyone says hi to everybody, no matter if you're just walking along the street or something. Everyone like says hi to you, like especially if it's a rancho vibe. Like yes, even in like the small towns too, or like the market, like everyone says hi to everybody, or they offer you shit in a nice way. And like, or like they'll be like pásale güerita, pásale morenito, like yo te doy como like a good say or some shit. In the United States, like you don't get that fucking shit. The fuck? People ignore you. People just like look at you like you're fucking crazy for saying hi. Like, be for real. And like in Mexico, they actually mean this shit. And yeah, como que no te saludan ni nada. And I feel like this also goes kind of like in Mexico cuando someone's eating or you're leaving a restaurant o también vas entrando, siempre te dicen like provecho. Provecho means like it's like a very nice polite way of saying enjoy your food, enjoy your lunch. And like not even in the United States, like workers that like work in like the serving or like being waiters or some shit, ni te dice eso. They're like, they just give you your food. Anything else? Okay, bye. It's like, bitch, not even tell me to enjoy my food. And like provecho is such like a genuine and kind, like, like I said, even people that are walking in and out of restaurants, like they say provecho. So another thing is people just like show up to your house in Mexico without like telling you. Like in the United States, everything is so planned. Like, oh, let's hang out here. Like, let's do this. Like, come over that day. Let's cut. Bitch, no, in Mexico they just show up to your house. Una vez en México, cuando andaba en Michoacán con mi familia, ya habíamos llegado y de repente llegaron la familia de mi abuelo. They're from Mexico City, and they just fucking showed up, all of them, in like 3 cars with like bags and stuff. They're like, hey, we're here for holidays. Like, what's there to eat? It's like, what do you mean you're here? Like, he didn't even tell us. He didn't give us like no 5 day notice. They just showed up, and that's how it is. Like, people just kind of show up, or like you do like spontaneous plans like that. But yeah, that's another difference. Another thing is people in the United States are very more private, more independent, and like in Mexico, everyone's like super social. Like everyone's down to say hi to you. Like everyone's store ladies that goes along like with saying hi, I guess you could say. Another thing is like in the United States, like once a child turns 18 or like they go off to college, it's kind of like, hey, you do that, don't come back home. You're not living here no more. And in Mexico, it's like, no, you're staying and you're living in this house till you're 21, and you cannot go out or do whatever they'll think. Like, you think you're an adult, but you're really not till you're 21. Like, there is no leaving the house and going out and doing whatever you want until you are 21. Like, that's just the rule. I feel like this also goes in with like Mexican families. Like, I feel like we've all gone through that period where we live with each other, cousins, grandmas, aunts, whatever. We've all lived with each other at some point in our lives, and like Americans don't get that. Like my ex, like when I was in Mexico, it was like me, my mom, my dad, my brother, my aunts, um, my grandparents were all living in the same house. He's like, "Wait, you guys all live together?" Yeah. And he was like, "Wow, that was me and my family. Like, we wouldn't survive." It's like, bro, it's never that deep. And he was like making it seem like como si fuera algo como tan grave. And I'm like, bitch, no mames, ni es pa tanto. O sea, no mames, way. And another thing is, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Sundays in the United States are so like, ugh, finally I get a recovery day. Like, let me do my laundry, run errands, like finish this work shit, go to church. And in Mexico, like, no sé, la vibra está como más como I get to go to church. Like, religion there is so like strong and oriented. It's like, let me go to church and let me get this done for my week. And then it's just like, okay, let me go to a soccer game, let me enjoy a game, let me buy like quick things, like, let me come home. And that's another thing, like in Mexico, there is no such thing as AC, honey. It's just not. They're just really not. Like, they have rios, like they have water. No, we're short on that too, but like that's another topic. So like, there is no AC, there is no chilling at the mall. There is nothing, literally. And in the United States, like, you're hot, you want to do something, you go to the mall, you have AC. In Mexico, they do not have AC. Everything is so going outside. That also goes along with, we don't have transportation like there is in the United States. Like, yeah, we have combis that are kind of like buses, but not really, because everybody walks everywhere. Everyone walks everywhere. No matter how far, how short, everybody walks everywhere. United States, you have more public transportation like cars. No, Mexico, you walk everywhere, honey, everywhere. It's like, it's only like the fortunates that have cars or horses. Like, that's another thing. Like, we in Mexico are so codependent on our animals for survival. Which, sorry, I keep on like going from point to point, but that goes along with dogs. Dogs and animals are the key to survival. Without them, like cows, like sheep, like we would not have like a big source of income. Yet in United States, animals are like seen like as like, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky to have an animal. I'm so happy to have a dog. It's like, yeah, you are, but it's also like in Mexico, those dogs are the key to survival. Like, you do not see dog shelters in Mexico. You see stray dogs on the streets. There is no like shelters like that. Another thing, the water thing. Mexico is low on water. Unless you're from the big city, honey, that's the only good water you get. But if you're from a rancho, we are all fighting for stable water at our houses. Like, be for real. We're all fighting for that shit. Like, yeah, like there'll be like some waterfalls, so some ponds of water, and like that's the water you could like. Some people wash their clothes there. Like, some people go for like fresh dive or whatever, but that's about it in terms of water. Another thing is food. There's street vendors everywhere. You can get tacos, elotes, comida donde quiera, porque siempre hay alguien vendiendo algo. And United States, everything, like, yeah, we have food trucks, but everything's more restaurant, more fast food, more convenient. Mexico, you don't get that shit. Everything is street vendors, all natural. That's another thing. Like, everything's organic in Mexico, and the United States, I don't think so. Porque like everything there is like Mexico, everything's fresh. Everything's fresh killed. All them animals. I shouldn't say that, but like, like that's how the fuck it is. Okay, now drawing away from that, now we're gonna be talking about schools. Schools often have a half day kind of a schedule. You're either going to school in the morning or the afternoon. Cause kids, they gotta work. It's all about survival there. Some kids go in the afternoon because they work all morning. Some kids go in the morning and they work all afternoon. Like, it's kind of like shifts, and they have to have clean uniform. public, private, they have to have clean uniform, nice shoes, nothing about going to school in pajamas. Like they have to have clean uniform. The girls have to have their hair a certain way, cannot be loose, cannot like, they cannot have makeup, they cannot have their nails done. No matter if it's public and private, like these are school regulations. And in the United States, they don't give a fuck about that shit. Maybe if you go to like an all girls school, but like, or private school. But other than that, they do not give two fucks about that shit. Like that is one big difference. And you go to school in the United States from like 8 to 3, like them know it's kind of more school shifts, if that makes sense. Um in Mexico, kids will have to walk to school. Yeah, they live far and they live in a ranch, and the school's in the city. They will have to walk to school there and back. Meanwhile, kids in the United States get rides. Yeah, and schools in Mexico are very, very strict. You have to greet the teacher, you have to be kind, raise your hand. United States, they're not as strict. Like they're more lenient. They have detention, that shit. Like Mexico, I don't think you have detention in that shit. It's like you get in trouble, bitch. Like it's like bad. But yeah. The cost of living in Mexico is much cheaper, but working there is hard because it's not like United States where here you get paid $15 per hour, $20 per hour. There you get paid work days. It doesn't matter how much time what it gets, you get paid work days, not hours. So some people like that work in farms or the strawberry fields, they get paid like $15 an hour, like a day. Like they get paid $15 a day initially. Meanwhile, like, like here in the United States, like our income is like better. Like we get paid more. And like of course the value of a dollar is more, it's worth more than a peso. Like another thing, like in regards to like money and jobs there is that like some of the jobs are kind of like that's a job. Cause like for example, pumping gas. You don't pump your own gas in Mexico. They pump it for you. Like what? Like people here like United States, like, you gotta pump your own shit. But there also comes with some like bad sides to them pumping gas because sometimes they may just keep the money and not actually put the money in. So that could be another thing is like people in Mexico aren't as fortunate to have washers and dryers still to this day. So they have to hand wash and dry todo, o sea, colgarlo. Y mientras acá en los Estados Unidos we all have like, like dryers, washers. That's something that if you have that there, like that is a huge luxury to have. Meanwhile, here it's kind of like, I guess you could say, oh, you have that, like something everyone has. Another thing is, like I was saying, animals. We have animals everywhere. You always hear animal noises. As in the United States, like unless you live in the countryside, the only animals we hear are birds chirping, I guess. And in Mexico, like the houses are very colorful. Like you either have like big properties of land with the houses, or like they're like built together and they're colorful, and everything's more like land based. Everything's spread out, everything's like so much room to breathe. And in the United States, like I feel like everything's just crammed together. Like like you don't see like a big, unless you're like a fucking Kardashian, it's like the only time you'll have like a house with like a big space. Like no, like here in the United States, like houses are crunched together. In like Mexico, like houses are like spread out. You have air, you have land. Like it's so nice. I observe like obviously like there is more, but these are just some things like I decided to talk about. And I was going to mention this, but it is also very different for me than it would be a typical local that lives there, because I don't go through the same struggles when I go there as they would on a daily basis. Like I have the luxury of come being from this country, I guess, and working here, I get a better income unlike there. And even though like I don't share the similar issues, like I do see huge and major differences, and that is what I'm talking about right now today. But yeah, in terms of my job, guys, I have decided to put in my 2 weeks. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I did apply to Sephora and I did get the job. And so my thing is like I feel like I'm screwed a little bit because I have the seasonal position. So that means I don't have the full job. I feel like since I'm already gonna put in my 2 weeks on my job, I'll have time to prioritize Sephora and give them my full attention and go in whenever they need me to. And I feel like honestly it would just be a better working environment for me. I'm going to do more research on it before I fully put in my 2 weeks, but I feel like I'm just personally at my limit with my job, and I don't feel like it's the safest and like best working environment for me personally. So yeah, that's where I'm today. So that is this week's podcast episode, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.